Do you prefer conducting or singing?
I love to sing. Later on this afternoon, I'm going to go sing with our little church choir, the Good Shepherd Presbyterian Church Choir, which I am a bass. But, you know, it's hard to make your living as a choir singer. You have to end up teaching or conducting or something. And then you're lucky to have a job, frankly.
People might ask, where's the conductor? Well, he might already be ducking out.
Maybe it just seems that way. The goal of a performance is to go beyond what you've ever done in rehearsal, so that you prepared the ensemble in such a way that if you take a little bit different tempo into a little bit more retard, or if you take it a little bit faster here, if you ask for a little more volume here, because you're interpreting the music on the fly, I think that takes a lot of psychological energy.
Do you stand in front of a mirror when
Never.
You never stand in front of the mirror and conduct?
No. You start with the score. The allegiance is to the score. So that means if I've conducted all the works, the major works of jazz Bach, I know him. It's like if you washed all my clothes, you would have certain intimate knowledge of, you know, I work in the garage with sawdust on my clothes, or so you'd learn things about me. I learned things about the composer, not just by reading that he had 11 children or some silliness like that. I learned things about a composer by his musical writing.
What makes the best singer?
I have a little 7-minute series of diagnostic tests that I give all people who audition for me. In 5 minutes or in 3 minutes, I can tell a lot about your musicianship. How well you read music, how well you hear vertical harmonies, how well you remember a melody once you've heard it for the first time. At the same time, I'm listening to the quality of your voice. Rich, fuzzy, big, tiny, baby voice. So I'm calculating all that. And for me, at my game, at my stage of the game, in 3 or 4 minutes, I'm 90% of the way there. I grew up in a Mennonite community in the middle of Kansas, and singing was highly valued. And I ended up being a star boy soprano in my little town of 2,000 people. Soprano. Everything else that I have become is what I have learned from others. There are people who claim that there are certain people who are gifted by God to be conductors, and I think that's 90% BS. I think good conductors are people who have studied the craft of conducting a lot.